The Billionaire's impossible request. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you love what we do for you. Emma Brooks wasn't supposed to be at the Blackstone Foundation Gala. She knew it the second she stepped inside the breathtaking ballroom of the Sterling Plaza Hotel in Chicago. Crystal chandeliers shimmered overhead. A string quartet played softly in the background. Every conversation sounded expensive. The women wore designer gowns that probably cost more than Emma's car. The men casually discussed private jets, mergers, and vacation homes as if they were talking about the weather. Emma adjusted the navy blue dress she'd borrowed from her older sister and silently wished she'd stayed home. She had only come because of her best friend, Nicole. Nicole worked for the event company organizing the gala and had practically forced Emma to attend. "You need one evening where you don't think about your life falling apart," she'd insisted. Emma had laughed. "Unless they're serving therapy with dessert, I don't see the point. They're serving lobster. That's close enough." So here she was. 3 weeks earlier, life had looked completely different. She'd had a steady marketing job, a cozy apartment, and a fiancé named Ryan. Then everything collapsed. Ryan confessed he'd been seeing someone else, his personal trainer. The apartment belonged to him. She had 30 days to leave. A week later, the company she'd worked for downsized, and Emma's department disappeared overnight. In less than 10 days, she'd lost her relationship, her home, and her career. Tonight was supposed to distract her. Instead, it reminded her how far she'd fallen. She wandered toward one of the enormous windows overlooking the Chicago skyline. At least there, nobody expected small talk. She grabbed a sparkling water and watched the city lights below. "You're hiding too?" she muttered to her reflection. Behind her, someone answered. "I was about to ask you the same thing." Emma turned. Standing beside her was a man every business magazine in America seemed obsessed with. Nathan Carter, founder and CEO of Carter Dynamics, one of the country's youngest billionaires. She recognized him immediately. Tall, perfectly tailored tuxedo, calm gray eyes that looked like they noticed everything. Emma instinctively glanced behind herself. Maybe he was speaking to someone else. He wasn't. "Good evening," Nathan said. "Hi," silence. He looked over his shoulder for only a second. Emma followed his gaze. Across the ballroom stood a glamorous brunette surrounded by photographers. She wasn't looking at the cameras. She was staring directly at Nathan. Then Nathan leaned closer. His voice dropped almost to a whisper. "I need a favor." Emma blinked. "Okay, pretend you're my wife." She stared at him. 5 full seconds passed. Finally. "No," Nathan frowned. "No, absolutely not." That answer clearly wasn't part of his plan. "You didn't even ask why." "I don't need the explanation before rejecting insanity." For the first time that evening, Nathan almost smiled. "It's temporary. So are tornadoes. Please hear me out." Emma folded her arms. "You have exactly 60 seconds before I assume you've escaped from a very luxurious psychiatric clinic." Nathan looked back toward the brunette. "Her name is Vanessa Collins. Should I know who that is?" "Unfortunately," he sighed. "For months she's convinced half the media we're secretly dating." Emma raised an eyebrow. "And? We're not. Then tell her. I have. Tell her louder. Every denial becomes another headline." Emma frowned. "That's ridiculous." "Welcome to my world." He explained that his company was negotiating a multi-billion-dollar renewable energy contract. The constant celebrity gossip surrounding him was becoming a distraction investors hated. Vanessa knew exactly how to manipulate attention. She never directly claimed they were together. She only implied it. Photos, rumors, strategic appearances, enough to keep entertainment reporters talking. "So your solution," Emma said slowly, "is to invent a wife? Introduce one, a fake one, temporarily." Emma laughed. Actually laughed. "You billionaires really do live on another planet." Nathan rubbed the back of his neck. "Probably. Do you know what normal people do?" "What? Block someone's number." "Unfortunately, I can't block someone whose father sits on 3 government committees reviewing my contracts." Emma paused. That actually made uncomfortable sense. "Still, you don't know anything about me. I know you're the only person here who hasn't tried to impress me. That's because I didn't want to talk to you." "Exactly." He smiled again. This time it lasted a little longer. Emma hated admitting it. He looked far more human when he smiled. "I'll compensate you," he said. "Money isn't my problem." "Then what is?" She hesitated. For a split second, she almost told him everything. Instead, she shrugged. Let's just say life has been creative lately. Nathan waited. He didn't interrupt, didn't rush her, didn't pretend to understand. That surprised her. Why me? She finally asked. Because everyone else here already belongs to this world. And I don't? You still look at people instead of titles. She studied him carefully. He wasn't flirting. He wasn't manipulating. If anything, he looked exhausted, as though carrying something much heavier than success. Emma sighed. Fine, Nathan blinked. Fine? Relax. I haven't agreed yet. Then what does fine mean? It means negotiations, Nathan chuckled. Go on. Emma lifted one finger. Rule number 1. If we're pretending to be married, we're equals. You don't order me around. Agreed. Rule number 2. If this becomes uncomfortable, I'm gone. Agreed. Rule number 3. You answer questions you forgot to prepare me for. Fair. Rule number 4. Nathan waited. If anyone asks how we met, she smiled mischievously. You're getting embarrassed. Why? Because I'm making up the story. I'm suddenly worried. Good. Nathan extended his hand. Nathan Carter. She shook it. Emma Brooks. Nice to meet you. Wife. Temporary wife, she corrected. Let's not get carried away. Together they stepped away from the window, toward the center of the ballroom, toward dozens of curious eyes already turning in their direction. Neither of them noticed. Across the room, Vanessa Collins slowly lowered her champagne glass. Her smile disappeared. She picked up her phone, typed a single message. Find out everything about the woman standing next to Nathan Carter. Then she looked up again. This wasn't jealousy anymore. It was war, a lie that changed everything. The room seemed to quiet as Nathan and Emma stepped onto the ballroom floor. Within seconds, conversations shifted. Phones appeared. Whispers spread from one table to another. Who is she? Since when is Nathan Carter married? I thought he was single. Emma forced herself to smile. So, she whispered without moving her lips. How famous are you exactly? Nathan didn't look at her. More than I'd like. I was hoping you'd say less. I'm sorry. She glanced sideways. You apologize a lot for someone worth several $billion. My accountant says it's cheaper than lawsuits. Despite herself, Emma laughed. Several nearby guests turned toward them. Nathan leaned closer. Thank you. For what? For making that sound real. I'm laughing because I'm nervous. It still helped. Before either of them could say anything else, an older gentleman approached. Nathan! You finally brought her. Nathan hesitated for only a heartbeat. Harold, this is Emma. Harold beamed. It's about time. We were beginning to think you planned to marry your quarterly reports. Emma extended her hand. I've been competing with spreadsheets for months. Harold burst into laughter. I already like her. Nathan looked relieved. For the next 30 minutes, Emma improvised through conversation after conversation. Every time someone asked how long they'd been together, she invented another harmless detail. Nathan supposedly cooked terrible pancakes. He once forgot an anniversary because he was reviewing contracts. He insisted pineapple belonged on pizza. Nathan quietly played along, occasionally looking horrified by what she invented. You actually hate pineapple, he whispered. I know. Then why say it? Because now people believe we're a real couple. Nathan couldn't argue with that. Across the ballroom, Vanessa watched everything. She wasn't angry anymore. She was calculating. She motioned to her assistant. I want background reports. On Emma Brooks? No. Her smile turned cold. On everyone she's ever known. The evening ended without disaster. Outside the hotel, Chicago's skyline reflected across the river as black SUVs waited by the entrance. Nathan opened the passenger door. I can call you a ride. Emma folded her arms. You're assuming I'm getting in your car. Aren't you? I haven't decided. Nathan nodded. Fair. She looked at him for several seconds. You really looked miserable in there before we met. I was. And afterward? He actually smiled. I forgot I was supposed to be. Something about the honesty caught her off guard. She climbed into the SUV. One ride, she said. Nothing more. The drive was quieter than either expected. So, Emma asked, what's the catch? There isn't one. There is always one. Nathan looked out the window. My board wants stability. My investors want certainty. My competitors want mistakes. And Vanessa? Nathan sighed. She wants control. Emma frowned. So this wasn't about romance. No, it was about survival. He looked at her. At first, the words lingered between them. The next morning, Emma woke to 15 missed calls. Nicole, her sister, an old coworker, even Ryan. Confused, she opened the first news alert. Moi Sturi Woman steals The Spotlight AT CHA Charity Gala. Below the headline was a photo of her laughing beside Nathan. Another notification arrived, then another. By lunchtime, her social media had exploded. Thousands of strangers wanted to know who she was. Some praised her. Others accused her of being a gold digger. One headline even claimed she had secretly married Nathan overseas. Emma groaned. I've been fake married for 12 hours and the internet already knows more about my life than I do. Her phone rang again. Nathan, I suppose you've seen the headlines. I've seen enough to question humanity. I'm holding a press conference tomorrow. Emma froze. A what? I need you there. No. It'll stop the rumors. It'll create bigger ones. Probably. She laughed despite herself. You really don't know how normal people solve problems. I've noticed. After a long pause, she sighed. Fine, but after tomorrow, we go back to being strangers. Nathan was quiet. If that's what you want, it is. At least, she thought it was. The following afternoon, cameras crowded outside Carter Dynamics headquarters. Reporters shouted questions before Nathan even reached the podium. Mr. Carter, when did you get married? Who is Emma Brooks? Is this a publicity stunt? Nathan stepped to the microphone. I won't discuss my private life, the reporters erupted. Then, Emma walked beside him. The crowd instantly fell silent. Nathan turned toward her. Instead of speaking himself, he handed her the microphone. Emma stared at him. What are you doing? Trusting you. She looked at the sea of cameras. Every instinct told her to run. Instead, she smiled. You all seemed disappointed. Several reporters exchanged confused looks. I hate to ruin the mystery, but I'm just an ordinary woman who accidentally attended the wrong charity gala and somehow met the most overworked billionaire in America. Laughter rippled through the crowd. She continued, no secret royal family, no hidden inheritance, no glamorous conspiracy, just terrible timing. Even the reporters smiled. Nathan watched quietly. For the first time in years, someone had turned a media circus into a human conversation. That evening, the internet exploded again. But this time, the comments were different. She seems genuine. Finally, someone who doesn't sound rehearsed. Nathan actually smiled. I've never seen him look this happy. Nathan closed his laptop. I owe you, Emma shrugged. You owe me dinner, he smiled. A real one? A real one. No pretending. No pretending. Nathan held out his hand. So, would you like to start over? Emma looked at him. This time, she took his hand because she wanted to, not because anyone was watching. Months later, they quietly admitted that their first meeting had been stranger than any headline could describe. They were never actually husband and wife. But sometimes, the most unbelievable stories begin with a single impossible request. And sometimes, the biggest lie in your life unexpectedly leads you to the one person you'll never have to pretend with again. The end.